Okay, and with me today, it's my pleasure to present to you Dawn Stuart Weinraub of the Albany-Tula Alliance, and she's with their Education and Cultural Committee. And why is she here? Well, because you got a contest going on.
We do.
Tell us about it.
Well, it's one of our many initiatives to involve young people and try and give them a chance to learn more about our sister city, Tula, Russia, and for cross-cultural understanding.
And Tolstoy.
And this year the contest is an essay about Tolstoy. That would be the influence of Leo Tolstoy on some very prominent world leaders, both in his time and now.
Very interesting. I mean, of course, we all know that he wrote Anna Karenina and War and Peace, but he did have an influence.
He absolutely did. And by the way, we're not suggesting that the young people should go out and suddenly read Anna Karenina or War and Peace in the next half of a month, but to read some of
Watch the movie.
No, read the book, but not just now, because he also wrote many wonderful short stories. Mm-hmm. And the short stories, even the early ones, as well as ones he wrote later and wrote for the children on his estate, Yasnaya Polyana, the peasant children whom he taught, because he was a very progressive teacher. Mm-hmm. But he wrote stories that had the germs of the ideas, that had the thinking that is present in the great novels, and that absolutely influenced many contemporaries who came to visit him in his estate, Yasnaya Polyana, 10 miles outside of the city of Tula. People like Gandhi, who corresponded with him regularly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he really did have a, well, he was a writer. So
and that's the reason that we would like to have the young people meet his stories and meet his writing, because he's an artist. Mm-hmm. And he tells a good story. His situations are beautifully placed. His descriptions are wonderful, but they're straightforward, easy to understand, and you see the kind of philosophy, his sense of justice and social justice that he felt was important.
He really had an ethical, a strong ethics.
Very strong, and a search for the meaning of life from the very beginning. What is life all about? What are we here on earth for? So he also had a strong influence on Martin Luther King in the 20th century, and I think students, by a little bit of research, can find other leaders who were influenced by him, and then have the fun of reading a few of the stories so that they can cite examples of his thinking that might have made an impression on so many people.
If they want to enter the contest, how long does the essay have to be?
5 pages.
Okay.
About 5 pages, double-spaced, 1,500 words.
Okay.
All of the information and how to enter it is on the website, albanytula.org. There's a registration form that they can fill in and send in electronically, and they should register by March 15th.
Okay, good. So they need to register. That doesn't mean they have to get it in, right?
No, just register, but they do need to register in order to be part of the contest.
Okay, good. And what's the prize?
Well, I'll just quickly say that the essay should be written by April 1st,
okay,
just to give you an idea.
Good, yeah.
The prize is about a 10-day stay in Tula in the fall on the occasion of the International Conference on Tolstoy's life and work, held at the Tula State Pedagogical University.
Well,
in
we have
Tula.
A photo of that, I think. So I don't know, Greg. Well, there's Tolstoy right there in his another one of his
picture
old,
of Tolstoy.
And there it is. There's, I think, the university.
That's the university. I think there will also be a picture of Tolstoy himself sitting in his estate, which is very beautiful.
Yeah,
and so the young people will have a chance to visit Yasnaya Polyana, that means bright fields. They'll have a chance to meet young people in school and informally and formal situations, meet their families, see the city, which is quite a beautiful city.
Oh, I would imagine.
And there are things about, they will be accompanied with a chaperone who speaks Russian, so they'll be well taken care of. They'll have a chance to visit Moscow with the chaperone, but the Alliance pays for the airfare back and forth to Tula and the visa expenses, and the Tula host will pay for their stay in Tula itself, and then the students can pay for something to go to Moscow. But Moscow is about 2.5 hours north of Tula, just as Albany is about 2.5 hours north of New York City.
Right. So it's not that far, but yeah.
No, and that's one of the many things that the sister cities have in common. I should stress, too, that this is not just city to city, it's really region to region in both cases, because both Tula and Albany are the seats of government, regional government. The people from this part of the world that visit that part of the world come from all 4 counties that are closely connected here. So there's by no means any restriction.
City, yeah.
There's another initiative I should mention that is the Olympiad of American Studies held in Tula this year for their young people to get them to learn more about the United States and more about the Albany region. And the Albany Fund for Education grant has made it possible for 2 Albany high school teachers to go over in April for the final leg of this competition, and they will see the winning students or the finalists make their video presentations or whatever live presentation they're going to do on some aspect of American culture. We call it the American icons.
Oh, that's wonderful.
When on alternate years we have something in this region that would be called the Olympiad of Russian Cultural Studies. So this year is going to be in Tula.
It creates an understanding.
It does.
Of community.
And that's the idea of the sister city relationship, is citizen diplomacy for better cross-cultural understanding, and we have a lot in common so we can learn from each other, because Albany and Tula are both post-industrial cities, both known for heavy industry in the past. Tula was a weapons manufacturing place to the Tsars. Peter the Great founded their weapons manufacturing, and they were known for metallurgy. And this has implications for the environment, for public health, which is another area of connection between our two cities.
We share a lot of issues in our world, you know.
We do, and now we're learning that we can collaborate with each other because we have different solutions to the same kind of problems that face us. So this is one of the initiatives of this sister city.
Now, when did Albany-Tula Alliance start? I'm just trying to get a time frame of when it started.
It started 20 years ago.
20 years ago.
At the breakup of the former Soviet Union.
Okay.
And at that time, it was citizen diplomacy trying to assist our city in forming a civil society. But we've come a long way since then. And now they have things to teach us, we have things to teach them, and we collaborate. And we collaborate in the area of business. We're trying to open the door for more financial transactions between the two regions.
And it works both ways.
It does.
You know, in order
absolutely.
To me, if you've watched this show before, you know that I really feel very strongly about learning more about other cultures and becoming involved with other cultures, whatever the culture you want to get involved with. If you're Irish, go Irish or Italian or what. But Russia is interesting, and last week we had our wonderful guest on that from the Russian Winter Festival, so I do hope you get to that.
Oh, I will be there.
Yeah, it's going to be wonderful. It'll be at the Egg, and we did mention that earlier in the show. Dawn, I want to thank you so much for being here and reminding our students that want to enter the contest. They have to go to your website and enter by March 15th.
Register by March 15th.
And then get that essay written. You better start reading right now.
Right.
I'm Ann Perilla. We've been talking with Dawn Stuart Weinraub of the Albany-Tula Alliance, and we know we'll get you back on again because you're doing some wonderful things.